We are in the final countdown now to certify Arizona's midterm election. We're down to one county, Cochise, in southern Arizona, refusing to confirm their results by the deadline of today.
Yeah, here in Maricopa County, dozens showed up to object at a Board of Supervisors meeting. Our AZ Family News Chopper is showing the huge crowd out there earlier today. Political editor Dennis Welch in studio now. Today's deadline triggering a last-minute lawsuit, Dennis.
Yeah, and we did expect a lot of pushback, at least some pushback from some of these counties. At least one of them has delayed certification until at least Friday. But here in Maricopa County, leadership listened to a long list of grievances and insults. There were complaints about long lines at the polls, people being disenfranchised, and demands to redo the entire election.
Those who make peaceful revolution impossible make violent revolution necessary.
Despite threats of violence and dozens of insults,
this is a war between good and evil, and you all represent evil. Such arrogance dripping from your mouth, just like the smile on your face right now. You guys represent evil?
The Maricopa County Board of Supervisors fulfilled their legal obligations today, certifying the 2020 election results.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? The motion passes.
The county acknowledged problems at some voting locations, but said those unanticipated issues did not nullify the whole election. And today, election officials publicly addressed some of the criticisms, like the amount of time it took to count the votes.
What this graph is showing, going all the way back to 2016, on average, it's taken 13 days for Maricopa County to be able to tabulate all the ballots. Well, how long did it take us in the midterms of 2022? 13 days.
With today's certification, all but one of Arizona's 15 counties is on track to officially canvass the midterm results. The lone exception, Cochise County, where they delayed certification until at least Friday. Supervisors there face potential legal action to force them to turn in their official tallies.
And that legal action could come very soon. An attorney for the Secretary of State's office said in a separate court hearing they are looking to ask a Cochise County judge to compel the board there to canvass the results by December 1st. As of now, the state canvass remains scheduled for Monday, but that attorney said it could be pushed back as late as December 8th.
All right, we'll keep following it, Dennis. Thanks.